Hi, hello. Welcome back to the Business Casual podcast. I'm your host, Emily Leah. I'm the owner of Woven Co Boutique at wovencoboutique.com. If you guys are interested in that, oh boy, do we have a good episode for you guys today. We're going to be going through a week breakdown, a schedule breakdown as a boutique owner and content creator. So this is gonna be a long one probably, but filled with a lot of good stuff and some tips. I wrote down a bunch of tips. So first off, thank you so much for everyone who has streamed our podcast. We are officially available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, a bunch more. All of our links will be down below, as well as included in all of our bios on social media, so you guys can listen wherever works best for you, whatever platform you prefer to listen to. It is on all of those streaming services. All right, also a little housekeeping thing. I did go ahead and create a mentioned on the podcast tab in my Obsessed With It link down below. So if you guys hear any favorites throughout any of the podcasts, because we've added that to our intro as a list of business favorites as well as personal favorites, I did go ahead and just create one link. So if you guys can't remember where it is or which episode it was mentioned on, I'm just going to be collectively adding to that link. So if you guys have anything that you want to go back and find, it'll all be there for you guys. And I think that's it for like housekeeping intro stuff. Let's jump in to today's business favorite, or this week's business favorite. I post a lot on TikTok regarding my business and all of that, and one of the main things that I get asked is this cart that I use when I go around to package orders or get all of the pieces together. I use a bar cart. So surprise, that's what I use. I get so many questions on where I got it, and I can't find the exact one that I have, but in the mention on the podcast tab in my Obsessed With It link down below, I will link a bar cart that is very similar, and I honestly think it's cuter. I know that they've got like a gold one and a black one and a silver one. I'm obsessed with the gold one. I might have to eventually upgrade to that one, but I will link it. Barcart has changed the way I package orders, especially as you get to bigger orders or more orders. It's just nice to get them all in one thing, and it makes it easier when you're packaging. I just push around the bar cart and I'll have all of my order slips, and I'll just go through and put all of the orders on the cart, put the slips in between to separate the orders. And it really helps keep things organized, and it limits me from having to get up and down, and it simplifies the packaging order. So if you do have a business where you're packaging orders, and especially if you have like a clothing or something where you find yourself making a lot of laps back and forth from like your computer to inventory or whatever, I really recommend a bar cart. And it could also function as extra table space. I mean, obviously it's a bar cart. So if you live in like a smaller area and you need more counter space, tabletop surface or whatever, especially again when you're packaging or working, it doubles as that use because it's normally empty unless you're packaging or putting together orders. So I really recommend it. And again, I get so many questions on my TikTok when I post packaging videos on where I got it, and I couldn't find the exact one, but I will link a super cute one down below that would work perfectly. So moving on to this week's personal favorite, and it's very fitting for this episode where we're going to go and do a week breakdown and talk about day by day what I do and some tips and tricks along the way. Notebooks and to-do notebooks. To-do list notebooks? I don't know if those are any different. We, the past couple of months, have been growing on our boutique a little gift shop section, and included in there we do have some stationery. If you guys want some cute aesthetic notebooks, very like vintage, cute, simple, minimal, I use it's like our to-do list block notebook, I think it is. It's really nice, and it organizes your to-do list in a way that for me works best. You write your top 3 priorities for the day, and then it's just got like a regular checklist at the bottom. I know we also have a month layout, which I use that one a lot too. And we've got just some other basic notebooks that are really cute on a desk and really functional. And I'm very big and picky in my notebooks that I use because I just have a very specific way I organize my life, and I like my notebooks to work with that. I don't like to waste any space on a notebook or a to-do list, and these ones work best. So if you guys want some cute ones, we've got some on the boutique, but you can also just go to Target. I might try to find some cute ones, and I'll link them again in our new mentioned on the podcast tab. I'm really excited about that, just to organize things. We're big organizing, and I don't know, just organizing. Podcast, I'm a person who likes to organize, I guess, is where we're getting at. All right, so that about wraps it up for the intro topics. I don't think there was anything else I needed to cover on that side. All right, so the weekly breakdown. Let's go. This is a lot. So if you're someone who does like to take notes during podcasts, this is where I'm going to start throwing in some little tips, what I use, all sorts of stuff like that. All right, so as a business owner, content creator, whatever you're doing, if you are self-employed, working from home, I just want to start out by saying this. There are a lot of things I do every day as a routine, but no day exactly goes out as planned or can be perfect. One factor that changes how I deal with my days, the days that I the order of the days that I do things, is lighting and the weather. So normally if it's rainy, cloudy, I'll switch my content days that I'd be like doing a photo shoot to a day where it's going to be less cloudy or sunny. So the days that we're going to go through, my Monday through Sunday schedule, I sometimes will switch these up based on the weather, the lighting, also my mood. So routine is something that is so important when you're working from home. And every day I like to get ready. Even if I'm not going out, even if I have very little planned, I like to do my hair, makeup, and put on different clothes and make coffee or get coffee. Which reminds me, I should probably take a coffee break real quick. All right. I like to also fill the first hour of my day with motivational, educational podcasts. I'm also on business side of TikTok and like the motivational side of TikTok, so I like to scroll on there in the morning. I like to just fill my mind with things that really motivate me, inspire me, and can also add to my to-do list or some future goals that I have for my potential to-do list. Another thing I want to talk about is, yes, my my days that are on my list sound really crazy, and sometimes it can be really overwhelming, but a tip that I've noticed has really helped is trying to automate my systems. So I do have some websites and some tips that I have on automating things, as well as some systems that I have in place to plan things out for me. I don't have an assistant right now. I am looking at getting some sort of like virtual assistant, and then eventually a couple of regular assistants and growing a team. But for now, I just stick to subscription automated virtual assistants in that way to help plan everything out. So let's jump right in. Monday, the big old Monday, is my planning day. So this day is when I look at what I have for shipments. Since I do run an online store, I'm constantly getting shipments in of new pieces, restocks. So that is the day that I will go through and just plan out my week. Look at what I have, what launches do I have any sales for the week that I have to plan for. That's what I do on Monday, as well as I figure out my main goals for the week. I think it's really important to have maybe like 3 to 5 main goals that you want to get done that are maybe a little bit bigger, and then accomplish one of those a day, or try to do one a day. I try not to put too much pressure on myself because I also want to produce the best content that I can and be proud of the work that I put out. So say I have a shipment of new arrivals coming in Tuesday and I'm just not feeling creative to take photos or do anything, I'll push it to Wednesday. I try not to be too strict on myself because I want to be putting out good content all around. Mondays are also a social media planning day. So this is when I'll schedule out my Instagram posts, Pinterest posts, Facebook posts for my boutique. And here is a huge tip for you guys. I use Tailwind to schedule out my posts. I'll link down below an affiliate link and you guys can get a $15 credit for Tailwind. But it's super nice. It's super simple to use. You can see your feed. You can plan out your feed and schedule all your posts. Something I found was taking so much time out of my day was going through and every morning trying to find posts and always having in the back of my mind that, oh, I have to post on Instagram really quick, or oh, I have to post on Facebook. And when your business grows, this also works if you are any sort of content creator who posts on social media. It can be just a daunting thing. And whenever you have to make an Instagram post in the moment, I don't know about you, but I cannot come up with creative captions for the life of me. It is so difficult. So I like to just fully put all of my creativity, all of my energy into just batching out a bunch of content for a week, 2 weeks. I've even heard people doing it months in advance. It just takes one thing off your mind that you have to worry about. Again, I use Tailwind. I'll link an affiliate link down below for you guys to get a $15 credit. If you guys want to sign up for that, that has been a really big help in planning out all of the things. I find my feed, my captions are just better when I'm able to fully focus on that. And it gets rid of something in the back of my mind. So that's Monday, is my overall planning, figuring out for the week, scheduling out my posts for the week, figuring all of that out. So Tuesday is the start of my podcast week, as well as content day, another content day. So on Tuesdays, I decide what podcast topic we're going to do for the week. This week's podcast episode actually was a really fun thing I did on TikTok, where I let TikTok decide the week's podcast episode. So be sure to go follow us on TikTok at Woven Co Boutique. I like to post a lot of behind the scenes on there of packaging and running a business, and possibly more podcast deciding TikToks. That was really fun to do. But anyway, Tuesday, I take content photos for Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook. I try to do all of those in one thing. And then I'll edit the photos and videos. I like to film on Tuesdays 5 to 10 TikToks, and I'll just add them to my drafts. I try to post on TikTok 2 to 3 times a day. I should probably go through and tell you guys how often I post. I feel like that's something I wonder a lot when I see other content creators and business owners. Hold on, let me take a drink real quick. All right. So we post on TikTok 2 to 3 times a day. We post on Woven Co Boutique's Instagram twice a day, as well as Pinterest Facebook will post twice a day. Pinterest, we post 10 to 15 times a day. We're kind of working on a new strategy with that. And I think that's it. As for stories on Instagram, I try to post 4 to 5 stories a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. Those I don't schedule out. I just do those as I feel like it, and I try to make sure that there's always an active story on my Instagram. As for my personal Instagram, if you guys want to go follow me on there, it's at It's Emily Leah on Instagram. I try to post 2 to 3 times a week. I had a photo shoot done for content last week, so I'm kind of waiting for photos to be back from there. But I try to post 2 to 3 times on there, as well as I really try to always have an active Instagram story, so when people come to my Instagram, there's something fresh for them to see. But that basically concludes my Tuesday, which was podcast planning and finishing up some content. Now Wednesday. It's another podcast and content kind of a day. I'll finish up any leftover photo shooting I have to do, editing, and this is where I film my podcast, edit, add links, and schedule the podcast. I don't have a strict podcasting schedule yet. I know I've been trying to do every Friday will be a new episode, but I kind of want to maybe do 2 episodes a week. So I'm trying to figure all of that out. But Wednesdays is when I film the podcast. So that's my main podcasting day because that takes quite a few hours to set up and do. I'm also new at this, so we're still working out some things. I will also go and tidy up any clothing or accessories that I used for the photo shoot. If you guys know, it gets so messy, so I have to go through and put everything back and organize and all sorts of stuff like that. I will also then film 3 to 5 TikToks. What you guys will get from the way that I plan out my social media, because I do believe social media is a huge, huge part in business and growing your brand. It's so important. I like to batch my content. Where I have to do creative things, it's so hard for me to feel creative 24/7. Burnout's real, and just having those down moments where you can't come up with a cute, witty comment, it's really hard. So I like to just batch out my content. It takes a huge load off, and it clears up any thoughts I have in the back of my mind of stress or just like, oh, I have to go post. And if you guys create content, you know what I'm talking about. But I like to just have a bunch of pre-filmed TikToks, all of my posts scheduled out so I can focus on some more things that are, in my opinion, a little bit more important and really require me to focus on them full time and not be taking breaks every 4 hours to post on social media. All right, so that concludes Wednesday. It's podcast filming and yet another content day. We're providing all the content at the beginning of the week. Yeah. And when you're scheduling out your weeks and your days, it's really important to figure out when you are most creative, when you have the most energy. For me, I know that I'm the most productive as well as I have the most energy between the hours of like 8 and noon or 1 p.m. Obviously, those can change. It changes all the time. But for me, what I've noticed is like morning and early afternoon are when I get the most done. So I try to schedule out my days. If I have any meetings, if I have any things that I have to do, I try to schedule those out in the morning when I have the most energy and I'm drinking my coffee, feeling productive. You guys know the drill. All right, so moving on to Thursday. Thursday is an inventory and planning day. So this is where I'll do a rough draft of the next podcast episode. I'll go through, figure out what it's going to be. I'll write a brief script or outline. We'll figure that out. And I also will go ahead and design my emails for the week. So this is another tip. Again, I like to automate as much as I can, and I really recommend you automate as much as you can. If it's something that you have noticed you're doing every single day and it's just always in the back of your mind, I really do recommend investing in a good automation service and just taking it off your mind so you can focus on other things. And it's a lot cheaper than a virtual assistant or something of that sort, and I do think it's worth the money. So I mentioned this in last week's episode, how I design my emails. I use Flowdesk, and I will link down below. If you sign up using the link, you'll get 50% off your subscription with them. I really, really recommend it. I said this before, and I'm pretty sure I'll always say it. Email marketing is so important if you want to grow, if you want to make sales, if you want to have a more personal connection with your following. I really recommend emails. And emails for me was something that was on my to-do list for months, and I kept putting it off because it is a very daunting task. I went through so many email marketing services, but Flowdesk for me is something that really, really helps. It helps to automate. You can schedule your emails to go out automatically. I also discovered the past week it has an option when you're scheduling. It'll send it out at the best time for your open rate and the most time, or the best time that people are in their email. I don't really know how it calculates it, but I know they have a best time to send out emails in the morning as well as in the evening. That was a really cool feature that I've been trying out, was trusting their analytics and schedule in my email sending. But Flowdesk has really cute and aesthetic email templates that you can customize. You can create your own emails. It's super, super easy. I feel like as a business owner, content creator, I'm sure you can kind of feel me on this. It's so hard to be a professional with everything you do, and emails for me and creating emails and automating emails is just something that is very difficult for me, and I don't know why. So that's why I'm just so thankful that Flowdesk exists, because it just creates cute emails and it's got pre-made templates, and as long as you have an overall idea of what you want the email purpose to be, it is amazing. So again, I will have a link down below. If you sign up using the link, you'll get 50% off your subscription. All right, so carrying on, Thursday is inventory planning. So we planned out a rough draft of the podcast. We designed our emails for the week. The next thing that I'll do is I'll check inventory. I'll go through and I'll take note of any restocks that we need, anything we're running low on, as well as new styles that I want to order. So this is when I go through and I notice, okay, we're running really low on sweaters. I should probably add some more sweater styles. From there, I'll go back to my desk and browse some vendors and place inventory orders. Had to take a quick coffee break. This is a lot of talking. All right, Friday. Fridays for me are normally my personal favorite because I sit at my computer all day and I don't really, it's my day for me to cozy up in the office and just get a bunch of computer work done. I'm also a big numbers girl, so this is my day. Fridays are my numbers day. So this is when I'll work on marketing ads. So this is like my Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever I have running. I'll check the analytics on there. I'm kind of new to the Facebook marketing, using the Facebook manager. I am really new with all of that, but I'm really figuring it out, and I think it's a really good investment to do if you're trying to reach a new audience or retarget. people on social media. It's a really good thing to learn. And again, always outsource. If you feel like it's going to take you way too long and it's not worth your time, I recommend outsourcing. Fiverr is something that I've been using a lot this week, and it helps just with little tasks that you don't have the time for. And it just helps to outsource sometimes. Sometimes it's just best to pay someone else to do it. It's not worth your time. So yeah, I'll work on any marketing ads I have. This is also the day that I will respond back to any influencers, any collaborations we're doing, and I'll mail out any PR kits for the store, or any social media collaborations we have going on with the boutique. I'll send those out and respond back to emails there. If you are a content creator and you're maybe interested in doing some sort of collaboration, we do have at the bottom of our boutique website, we have a tab that's labeled Work With Us, and it's a Google form that you can fill out with your information if you guys are interested in collaborating. We do have that option open. So that's the day that I do those. I also finish the emails from the day before using Flowdesk. I'll just finish any bits and ends we have to get those all scheduled out for the week. So yeah, my week, I tell you guys, I automate so much. I automate Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, my emails. I mean, I guess you could say I also automate my Facebook ads and Instagram ads. I try to just do those all at once in one sitting so you don't have to worry about them all week long. Just get it over with, rip the Band-Aid off, and you can focus on other things you have on your list. All right, so that is basically Friday, the numbers day, the computer day, the cozy up and work on the computer. That is Friday. So Saturday, it's very important to have a day off, or technically label something as a rest day. And this is Saturday for me. But it's not really a rest day. It's horrible. I work when I want to work, which is basically all the time. And I really do try to take breaks. And if I don't feel like working, I don't. Yesterday, I was just not in the mood to do anything. So I ended up getting nothing done. And that's okay. That's okay. We work with that. So Saturdays are technically my rest day, as well as my personal Instagram content day. Now, if I don't have any photo shoots scheduled for someone to shoot content for me, I will just have my fiance shoot my content. So this is when I try to schedule out personal photo shoots and everything like that with my fiance, just because he's home and we'll go out to locations and do that. I'm trying to get better at doing this more often. I'm trying to refresh my Instagram and just freshen it up, and work on growing that. So Saturday is also when I will work in bed. Normally that's what we do. We normally either chill at home or go out. If it's a chill at home kind of Saturday, I'll work from bed. So I'll design any website graphics or sale graphics that I need for any sales that I have coming up, which has been a lot lately because we're getting into the holiday season. So we're working on that. And then I'll go ahead and film 1 to 3 TikToks. I don't really keep a strict schedule on when I film or pre-film my TikToks, just because, again, I try to do it when I'm feeling the most creative. But what I have noticed is I do feel most creative on like Monday, Tuesday, and then Saturday. So that basically is my Saturday, aka my rest day, personal Instagram content day, and graphic creating day. So Sunday is kind of the start of my week plan, as well as this is the day that I accomplish anything on my to-do list that has been kind of just lingering on there that I haven't wanted to do, I haven't done yet. I'll just lay in bed and get those done. Whatever it is, I'll just finish it so I can start a new to-do list that night or Monday when I plan out my next week. I really, really, really think it's important to try to empty your to-do list as much as you can so you can start fresh. I do enjoy on Sundays creating a rough outline for the week. You guys know Mondays are my main planning day, but I do like to just have a brief idea of what the next week is going to look like. If I have any personal appointments, any meetings, anything that I have to do, I like to just have 3 goals written down Sunday night that I'm ready to work on for the next week. Sundays are also my brand days. So if I have any podcast sponsorships, any collaborations for Instagram or anything like that, this is when I reach out to brands, as well as just try to find any other things that I have to do for content, because again, we know Monday is my content planning day, so I'll go through and schedule out all my posts. I want to make sure that I have a good idea of, all right, what are the sponsorships that I have to do? What are the brand collaborations I have to do? And get those in so that I don't forget about them. And it's also just a good schedule to get in. I don't check my emails all the time. I really try to limit the amount of times that I open my emails throughout the day, because I can find myself just getting so distracted. I heard a quote somewhere that was like, when you open up your email, you are then allowing whoever is sending you an email to plan your day. So I like to open my emails once in the morning and then make a list of anything that I have to do based on those emails. And sometimes I'll open them again around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right before I kind of end my work day, but I won't work on those things until the next day. I really try to limit it, because I found myself just kind of sitting, and whenever I got an email, I'd open it right up and it would just add something to my to-do list, and I'd get so overwhelmed, and it just did not work out very well in that layout. But yeah, Sunday is my rough draft of a week plan, as well as just finishing up anything so I can start fresh on Monday. That's when my work week starts, is Monday. I like to start it on a Monday, have a fresh start, have a fresh to-do list, and just try to keep everything as organized as possible. So that's what my week looks like. I'll do just a quick rundown again if you guys are taking notes. So Monday was my planning day for basically the entire week. Tuesdays are my content days, as well as my podcast draft planning days. Wednesday is my podcast filming day, as well as another content day. We are just pumping out that content. Thursdays are my inventory days, as well as my email planning and ordering new inventory. Friday is the computer numbers day. We love that. Saturday is a rest day, as well as personal Instagram content day. And Sunday is the pre-week plan, as well as just wrapping up any lingering tasks on my to-do list. And if you guys want just another quick rundown of all of the links that we'll have down below for you guys to utilize, I will link the favorites down below for you guys, as well as, I'm going through my script right here and helping you guys. Tailwind, what I use to schedule out my Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook posts. I will link a link down below. If you guys sign up with it, you'll get a $15 credit, as well as Flowdesk, which is how I design and schedule my emails. You'll get 50% off your subscription when you use the link down below, as well as utilize the best times to send out your emails. It's in the spot when you're almost finished with your email. You'll have the option of schedule or post now. Click on schedule and click the whatever it says, morning or afternoon or evening, and then click the best time. I haven't had it working long enough that I have been able to see if it really works or not, but try it out, and if it works, let me know. But I really think that's a good starting point if you're new to creating emails, or you just want to add that aesthetic touch but don't want to spend too much time working on emails. Because when I was using other websites and other services, it was taking me like hours to create one email. This 30 minutes. I was going to say 30 seconds. I was like, that's a bit off. But 30 minutes and I have a really cute email that's all ready to go out. I really, really, really recommend it. As well as another tip is automate. Try to get as much stuff out of your mind as you can. And when you're feeling creative, when you're able to sit down and come up with creative caption ideas or whatever, those are the best times to do it. You'll find that your feed will be more cohesive if you're big in aesthetics, as well as your social media will just look more professional if you're not thinking of things spur of the moment or just trying to come up with things off the top of your head. Another tip that I found is whenever I see a good caption, I'll screenshot it, and I have just an album in my phone of like caption ideas that I kind of take some inspiration from whenever I'm trying to plan out my captions or my content. That has been a huge help in creating content. And whenever I'm feeling kind of not creative, but I know I have to schedule out some posts, I'll just go through that album and it'll normally spark some ideas for captions, as well as if I'm having a photo shoot, it'll help with, okay, that's a cute photo. I remember I saved that. I'm going to do it with this piece, or recreate it in your own way. And do that. That is going to do it for today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us. All of our links will be down below if you want to follow on other social medias. And I'll talk to you guys in next episode.